Alright, man, let's go ahead and get into it, big dog. I've been wanting to make this video for a little bit because I've been watching like old Lakers games and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just so crazy how the modern game has, drastically changed from what we saw back in the 2000s. Because back in the 2000s, it no matter what the system was, it always had like a poster four and like a anchor five man. Like that's how the lines was like constructed back in the day. And man, the teams like it was so hard to score back then. It's ridiculous. Like, only a couple teams like the Suns and like the Magic or something like that with the 4-out winning systems. We rarely saw that back then. Now it's like an influx of 4-out winning system or 5-out systems. And the fact of the matter is it actually changed for the better because yes, I do miss like some aspects of the 2000s where it's like kind of slow pace, it was more defensive oriented. I do miss some aspects of that, but the offensive play style definitely need to change. And the reason why I wanted to talk about the triangle offense, which I'm finna get into, is because that offensive scheme it definitely led to multiple championships for Phil Jackson. But that system was definitely hard to score in. Now, hear me out. So, we all know the offensive system was developed by Tex Winter, right? Because Tex Winter, he developed this system back in the 1960s, and he carried this on when he got to the NBA in 1985 on Doug Collins style. Well, unfortunately, Doug Collins, they actually wanted to hear him out on the triangle offense because he was so focused on letting MJ like handle the offense himself and try to lead them that way. Unfortunately, it didn't lead to like championship success. So they moved on for Doug Collins. They brought in Phil Jackson from overseas. And Phil Jackson was willing to like listen to it and hear him out about the offensive system. And guess what? It led to three-peat, and then it led to another three-peat once MJ got back into the league full time, right? And yes, that offensive system was definitely ahead of his time because back in the 1990s, we really wasn't seeing like sophisticated like type systems. Maybe you only saw like a few with like George Carr with the Supersonics, and then you saw like Jerry Sloan with the Utah Jazz. Really, it was like a rarity back then to see actual offensive systems actually being like fluent, right? And yes, Phil Jackson triangle offense was definitely good. Now we go on to like the 2000s, and then he inherited a Lakers team that had a young Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. Now I feel like this was actually best suited for the triangle offense because in the triangle offense, we know when you dump it down to the postman and you like do like split cuts and stuff like that. I feel like when you have a guy like Shaquille O'Neal running this stuff with Kobe Bryant, now you're cooking with something, right? Because with the Chicago Bulls, yes, he had MJ, he had Scottie Pippen like leading the offense or whatsoever. But the big man around that time was okay. They had Horace Grant, he was pretty good, but I think they let him go to Magic in what 95 or something like that, or 94 or something like that. Yeah, it was around that time when they just let him go to Magic. That was their best big man right there, offensively skilled big man, but they let him go. Then like after that, they had like Dennis Rodman offensively challenged. They had Bill Cartwright offensively challenged. Will Purdue offensively challenged. Like they big man did not like execute the system at a high level. And then they had Tony Kukoc. Also like so Horace Grant and Tony Kukoc were really the only like good bigs. I mean, I don't even technically you wouldn't even really want to count Tony Kukoc as a big in some cases, but yeah, he was a top four man. But yeah, that was they didn't have no skill, consistently skilled 4 or 5 men, right? But with the Lakers, guess what? Now you have a skilled Neil, and you really don't even care about the 4 and the 5. Like for example, like the 4 during this time was maybe like a Horace Grant. Then I think Robert Ory backed him up. And then, like, those were the type of 4 men the Lakers had. They wasn't really, well, Horace Grant was supposed to 4. But like I said, when you have a guy like Shaquille O'Neal, like, it don't matter who your 4 man is, just dump it down the Shaq and let him run the system like that. That's how it was, and that's how it should have been ran. that had success with a 3P as well. They dominated the 2000, 2001, 2002 seasons. And yeah, and then, we all know what happened. So Phil Jackson came back in 05, 06 to try to run the triangle offense once again. And I mean, it worked because they actually made the playoffs, and Kobe Bryant was able to lead them in scoring and leadership, defense, and stuff like that. But a system cannot carry bad play, especially a system that's already like dictate as advantageous of scoring opportunities for players anyways. And then when they got extra championship pieces like Paul Gasol coming to the fold, and that actually helped the system since Paul Gasol was a big man that could pass, he could turn on both shoulders and stuff like that. That actually helped the system a ton. But like I said, it didn't create advantageous scoring opportunities for players. So guess what? 08, 09, then you start hearing more quotes of them trying to go away from the triangle offense and them run more pick and roll. Because guess what? Ultimately, the triangle offense, like I said, they create advantageous scoring opportunities, and there was too many possessions where the possession just stalls out. Like, if you want to be a consistently great offensive team, your offense cannot stall out. And it definitely did from the games I watched. Like, so far, I watched the 09 playoffs. I watched the 09 Rockets series. I watched the 09 Denver Nuggets series. I watched the 2010 Western Conference Finals. I think I watched the series before that. I could be wrong, but I'm currently watching the 2010 series versus the Boston Celtics. Each one of these series, you can tell is like it definitely looked different. Like 09, you can tell they was trying to run more pick and rolls with Kobe Bryant. 2010, they went right back to the system and try, have Kobe Bryant trying to work off that. And brother, like in 2010, this man Kobe Bryant was just scoring 30 at will in this system. It was like, bro, like slow down. That like he was going crazy, but. Like he won 2 more championships in this system in 2009, 2010. And then, 2011, 2012. Well, 2011 was the last full season in the league of Phil Jackson I'm talking about. And yeah, he won a bunch of games once again, 57 games. But when it came playoff time, yeah, they just got ran off the floor because the Mavericks, see, they ran a system where it's like kind of like a spread out system. Like even though Dirk Nowitzki was like a face-up forward, they were still like going crazy from beyond the arc, and it's the reason why they ultimately won the championship that year. So now we go into the modern day era of the triangle offense, which is the Golden State Warriors system, where Steve Kerr, who was a player under Phil Jackson, and he's like having some type of triangle offense like type philosophies due to like them dumping down to the post and like split cuts and stuff like that. That's part of the triangle offense right there. But ultimately, we see how that works out. They won, like I was saying. So, like I said, we're going to see how that works out because they won 3 championships. But guess what? It came a point in time where the offense was just stalling out, and the Golden State Warriors fans actually want more pick and rolls with Steph Curry being involved, like how the Lakers pivot away from the triangle and 08, 09 run more Kobe Bryant high pick and roll. That's what the Golden State Warriors fans want with Steph Curry. Now, like, they ultimately squeezed out another championship in 2022, but to be honest with you, a system like this, I think it definitely needs more diversity in it. And like, yes, you definitely need a system in place, but at the same time, you gotta let your players try to work one-on-one. And then also another problem with the Warriors that they don't have no other shot creator to actually run like a system where it's just ball dominant, like players trying to run pick and rolls and stuff like that. So yeah, that's really all I got to say about the triangle offense. I feel like it definitely had its time where it was like great and elite, but throughout the course of the triangle offense being in place, it definitely could get like stale, as I could put it. It definitely could get stale. And should triangle offense be ran today in certain aspects? Yes, especially if you run it to try to get open look for 3 instead of open look for mid range, because that's where the 2016 Knicks failed, because they tried to run the old triangle offense, and it just felt like it was so clunky with the players they had. It just didn't make sense to run. So yeah, that ultimately failed. But with the Golden State Warriors, how they do it, that's how you do it. And they need to add more diversity to it. So yes, I feel like it definitely should be needed. But at the same time, if you're just trying to run like triangle type actions all game, yeah, it's going to get stale. So yeah, that's really all I got to say for today's video. Hopefully you guys like, comment, and subscribe. This is your boy Trail, and I'm out.